Okay, it should be going. Yeah, it's going, okay. All right, we're good.
Okay, great. So we went over to talk to the Navy recruiter, and he signed us up immediately to go to Navy flight training instead of Air Force pilot training. So we both signed up, and since we didn't have a college degree, we signed up to be Naval Aviation Cadets. So we went through flight training as Naval Aviation Cadets, and that was 18 months of flight training. So we were neck and neck, and when we decided what we were going to do when we graduated, well, he decided he wanted to stay in the Navy, and I decided that I wanted to be a Marine pilot. And so I went and took a Marine Corps commission as a second lieutenant in 1952, and then we went our separate ways. Jamie went into the Navy, and I went in the Marine Corps, and I went to Cherry Point, North Carolina, and went through training in the Sky Raider, the AD Sky Raider.
80 Sky Raiders?
Yeah, which is a single engine, huge prop. Plane could carry 10,000 pounds of bombs. Single seat, single engine, the largest one in the service time as far as payload that we could carry. It was a prop. And so I've spent about 7 months at Cherry Point, North Carolina, doing formation acrobatics and all that stuff that you get to do, fun stuff in aviation, and dive bombing, night dive bombing over the ocean. 80-degree dive bombs where you come over a target and you turn on your back and pull down like that to maintain an 80-degree dive angle.
Oh, jeez.
If you try to push over, you couldn't push over enough to do that, so you'd have to pull through. So anyhow, over the pitch black ocean at night on an island with no lights on. But those kind of fun days, but I enjoyed the hell out of it, and it was good training. And so I went starting in January of 1954. I went to Korea, and if you've ever been to a cold place, you would appreciate Korea, because it is one cold son of a gun. In January, oh my God, it's freeze the nose right off your face. And so I get off of come from Arizona and California and Florida and Cherry Point, North Carolina, and going to a cold place like that. I got off that airplane. I had B4 bags in both hands, and I'm walking to the line shack, which is about 200 yards away, carrying those bags. By the time I got there, I thought, I'm going to die. There's no doubt about it. I cannot live 15 months in this place. And that's what the tour was supposed to be, 15 months. 15 months in Korea. So I flew in Korea for 4 or 5 months, and the war had just ended, and we were flying the sorties as if the war was still going. But the North Koreans never got the message that the war was over, so they were still popping away at us, but nothing real serious. So after about 4 or 5 months, I got the call from the commanding officer, come in, and got some news for you. What's that? So I go in, he says, I'm going to send you to Japan to be in a special weapons outfit. I said, what in the hell's that? He said, well, it's delivering atomic bombs. I said, what? Yeah. He said, you want to go? And I said, sure. Get out of Korea. Hell, I'd go anywhere to get out of Korea. So I did. I went to Japan, Atsugi, Japan, and joined VMA 251 Special Weapons Detachment there. There were only 8 pilots, to select 8 pilots to train and deliver the atomic weapon. And we had the unique experience of being sheltered in a compound where they couldn't even see our airplanes, what we were doing. And there was also very secret. The top secret stuff. Everything was top secret about it. And we even had to manufacture our own, or put together our own weapons. In other words, they shipped the shell, and then you put the driver, and you put the the whole thing together.
So you had to get certified to put together an atomic weapon at the time?
Yeah, and then hang it on the airplane and then taxi out. They'd open the gates to this compound, you'd taxi out and take off. Nobody even knew where you were going or anything. You didn't contact anybody, just went. Then they would, I'd have to go 10 feet off the water, and it was about a 3-hour flight, 3.5 hours.
From Atsuga to where?
To the coast of Russia. And
And
my target was the submarine pens at Vladivostok in Russia. And it was about 3.5 hours, and it was all over underneath the radar thing, so it was about 10 feet over water to stay out of the radar contact with the enemy. And of course, I had nothing to navigate by; it was all over water. So P2Vs would be flying overhead, and the P2V would give you radar vectors to keep you on track to get to your target. And day after day, I was doing that. 3 and 4 times a week, I'd be going and loading it up. Then when I get to the coast of Russia, if I would make a loft maneuver, which is pulling up at 10 feet, pulling over like this, and about, I'd say 90 degrees, you'd push a button to eject it. And then you'd eject the bomb out this way and hit the target and explode, and you'd be 20 ton equal 20 ton TNT. So it was a big explosion, and it was atomic stuff, so you're going to get a lot of radiation and stuff. So it was just judged that we would just be out of the way before it exploded, and by the time it catches, we were flying away, and
hopefully you could escape
hopefully
the
we
blast.
would escape the blast. Yeah.
Well, that was all unproven at the point as far as how far you could go to
it was
outrun that blast.
It was a brand new series,
but you never had to push the.
I never had to really deliver a bomb, thank God. But I went.
But you did that 3 days a week for how
3
long?
to 4 days a week for 15 months.
15 months?
In Japan for 15 months. So I had lots of good friends. There were only 8 of us in the squadron. And we're the only pilots in the world at that time that qualified to deliver an atomic weapon, because the Air Force hadn't caught up to it yet. And, we were just in the beginning stages of it.
So did PJ know anything about you making those flights for that 15 months with the atomic bomb in your belly?
Didn't what?
Did PJ know about you? Know that you were doing that, or did you guys?
Yeah,
you have to keep it from
she
her?
knew that pretty much what was going on, but not all of it. You're sworn to secrecy, and she could figure out plenty by knowing when she drove by the compound, and we were clear the hell over here in this little compound by ourselves, and what we were doing, and going at odd hours and stuff. So it was very secretive. Then after the 15 months, I got orders back to the States, and I was going to tell you about some of the guys that were in the squadron.
Yeah, you said there was 8 of them.
8 of the best pilots in the Corps at the time was selected to do that, and guys that had clearances, and I just happened